Hi everyone, we're going to use proportions to solve geometry properties. This video is about definitions and examples. So first we're going to be talking about scale drawings. It's a drawing that is the same shape as the object it represents. And the ratio describes the dimensions in the drawing that are related to the actual dimensions of the object. Now, you have the reciprocal property. So basically, for your properties, I can rewrite this. So if I said 3 is to 2 as 6 is to 4, I can rewrite that and say this is 2 is to 3 as 4 is to 6. So that's what that says. You can also interchange the means of the proportion. So I could say 2 is, so I'll just take this one. So I can say 2 is to 4 as 3 is to 6, because that would give you the same proportion. Okay. Also in a proportion, if you add the value of each ratio's denominator to its numerator, then you form a new true proportion. So if we have A is to B as C is to D, what I can do is just add the B here and our denominator and also add it here, which will come in handy. So that's another form of proportion. So here's an example of proportions, which we'll be doing later. We'll do some examples. And we used all three properties. All right. So here's some examples. Here's a diagram. We need to find JH and JL. So if we use the property of proportions, then we're going to say that JL, so JL plus LH, so this is this whole line here, is to LH as JK plus KG is to KG. Then when you substitute everything in and cross multiply, you get X is 8. So we know that JH, the whole length, is 8. And then JL is 8 minus 2, which is 6. And you notice that we use this one right here, and we added the proportions like this. We just added the denominator. All right. So here's a couple more examples. So we have these diagrams. AC is to DF as BC is to EF. So they wrote that out, and they used the reciprocal property by cross multiplying. So they have, the reciprocal property is just flipping this. So they wrote 18 to 12 is X to 9. Property 3 is they interchange the means. So they wrote these two go together and these two go together. So they just changed the vertical versus the horizontal. So we can write 18 is to X as 12 is to 9. And then we can also add our denominator to the numerator. So basically, if you look at, let's see, what did they do 30 here? So if they do 9, they did 9. So we're going to use this one. 12 to 18 equals 9 to x. What they did is they just added the 18 here and the x here. So that's the property 4. Now in example 1, we have to find the value of x. So I'm just going to take their original one here and cross multiply. So you get 12x equals, and what I want to do first is reduce this. So 12 over 18 can be reduced to 2/3. So I'm going to do that. So I divide both the 12 and 18 by 6. So that's 2/3 equals 9 to x. You cross multiply and you're going to get 2x equals 27. So x equals 27 divided by 2, and or you can write it as a decimal. And then it says in example 2, find GH. So let's do that. KL, let's erase some of this. All right. So we have KL, GH equals JK divided by GJ. So what we're looking for is this one. So let's fill this in. So KL is 12. JK is what? JK 15. And JG is this one. That's 5 plus 15, which is 20. So now we have to solve for this. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce the 15 over 20. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 5 goes into 24 times. So we get cross multiply, you get 48 equals 3 times GH. Divide both sides by 3 and you get GH equals 16. And finally, we have a scale drawing. It's the length of this key in the scale drawing is 7 centimeters. The length of the actual key is 4 centimeters. So basically you have 7 centimeters to 4 centimeters. All right, so if you divide both by 4, you get 7 divided by 4 is, well, basically all you're doing is dividing these two numbers. So that's 1.75. Now they want us to, and that's just to 1. So basically that's what they wrote here, because that's usually how you write the scale. So let's do this one. Suppose the length of the key in the scale drawing is 6 centimeters. Find the new scale of the drawing. So instead of 6, we have 4. So we have 6 centimeters to 4 centimeters. And you divide this up. So you're dividing both pieces by 4 centimeters. Because you want a 1 here. So when you do that, you get 6 divided by 4 is 3/2, which is 1.5. 6 divided by 4 is 3/2. And so we're going to write it as 1.5 centimeters to 1 centimeters. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.